afternoon. This is my brief presentation for Amy, Kareen and Elijah. Hello everyone, I hope you're all okay. I'm just going to do my presentation here on how I find, how would I see these AJEDI values impacting my role and work at Young Minds. Obviously, I know what AJEDI stands for. I'm just using that as a shorthand version for the Anti-Racism Justice, Equity, Diversity and Inclusion. So, firstly, I've obviously had a look at your values. I love the values that you have. I want to talk about two of those specifically. First one, not afraid to speak out for what is right. And in terms of that, I've done a lot of work with young people around peer support, peer education for them. And if you imagine this as a circle with a dot in the middle, that's the young person. What are their issues? That is what I'm always looking to find, because I want them to buy into whatever service it is that I'm doing. Rather than a top-down approach, I think this is what you should be concerned about. I always want to find out from the centre, what do young people think, and get them to identify what their issues are. And in that sense, I can advocate for them in those issues, and we can collaborate so that we can make sure that they are truly represented, because we're leading with the issues that they have raised themselves rather than what we think is right. The second one, kindness. I love kindness because I know it's so important, and it's so important for team functioning and for team functioning well. So it's important for the way employees interact. It creates a positive culture, it boosts morale, it strengthens engagement, it allows people to feel that they can go and speak to a colleague because they like them and they get on with them, and ask them a question which might be a difficult question, or it might be a very small little thing, but it allows them that opportunity to come forward rather than feeling, oh, I feel stupid if I say that. That is what we seek to overcome, working in partnership and fostering strong, respectful relationships, and that is underpinned by kindness. I think it's so important for team functioning that it's run by kindness, or that kindness underpins it, because it creates that supportive environment, it creates a strong team ethos, and it allows people to truly input on a task and share their expertise because they feel safe to do that. You might see I've got a little picture here of Liverpool Football Club, and the reason why I have is that when I talk about teams and team functioning, I liken it to a professional team. Let's say Liverpool Football Club, in that everyone knows their role. The strikers, they've got to score goals. The goalkeeper, he's there to defend. The midfield are there to, get the ball up to the strikers. Everyone's got their own role and responsibility, but they've all got a shared outcome and a shared goal, and that shared goal is winning the league, for example, winning the Champions League. So part of that also is not only just the team that's on the pitch, it's the team that's around them, that's supporting them. It could be the fans as well, and they have this whole kind of ethos: you never walk alone. um, it it it's very striking the way that they build a very strong team in order to achieve their goals. I know you might think that I'm maybe a Liverpool fan because I've put that in, but I'm actually not. I actually support Arsenal, but I just find that Liverpool are very clear in what they do and how they do it, and they create this very strong team between them. So I'm going to just very quickly talk about this, and I'm going to put a break in this and do a second section. Safeguarding and AJEDI are inseparable. And when I talk about young people, we talk about them needing to feel safe, seen, included, treated with justice and respect. And to include trauma-informed ideas means including treating the whole person rather than just the little bit that's presenting, understanding the issues and impact of race, ethnicity, their background, their shared or lived experiences, their belief systems, their values, and their identity, their sense of belonging, and how all that impacts their issues and impacts safeguarding. And secondly, how it impacts our role, my role, would be in terms of case handling, being alert to how racism discrimination may affect a young person. young person might be from a particular community. Mental health in that community might be considered to be a big taboo, very stigmatized. Maybe they think of it as spirit possession, for example. You could have a young person that feels like paranoid because they kept getting stopped all the time and frisked by the police. Maybe the police think they've got a knife on them, for example. So thinking about cases, thinking about how AJEDI might impact people accessing services as well. Secondly, how we escalate decisions, making sure we apply our frameworks and our thresholds fairly, making sure that we check for our own biases, and ensuring our responses do not disadvantage marginalised groups. Training colleagues, equipping colleagues with information, advice, guidance, also really working with them on understanding their own attitudes to young people, their attitudes to mental health, their attitudes to substance misuse. Might be quite an interesting discussion, thinking about whether it's right for 16-year-olds to have the vote. It might be an interesting discussion to think about whether certain communities are more misogynistic than other communities, for example, and having discussions in a safe, contained way so we can unpack some safeguarding issues and unpack AJEDI issues and how that might impact on safeguarding. And obviously making sure that our policies are anti-racist, inclusive, accessible, and quality assuring our policies and our safeguarding to make sure that what we are doing is having an impact and it's working effectively.